Yo, check it. Yo fam, what is up? This is your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This week is going to be defined. It's going to be definite. In my personal opinion, we're going to start to see the true decoupling for the meme stocks and crypto coming up here soon. We also have some GME news that I'm going to break down and stock market news that I'm going to break down in this video. We got everything you need to know as a trader and investor for meme stocks, stock market, and cryptocurrency. Let's not waste any more time and hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go.
Family, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. This is the weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such, but let's go ahead and hop in the charts, facts, data, showing you what is going on for this week. And things are about to become clear in my personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I think we are at on the macro. Things are about to become clear. And if you guys have been following my channel for quite some time, then you know that I've been saying this for a while. And the macro takes time to play out. It's like a slow moving gear turning over time. I told you guys that Bitcoin would rally to 80 to 100K. And Bitcoin would start to be very, very bullish. That was step one, and that's already happened. And I told you guys we'd start moving into a recession/depression. People are now saying that we are in a recession. Ordinary people are saying we're in a recession. Also, some of the bigger higher ups like BlackRock are saying we're in a recession. Other economic people are saying we're in a recession. And I believe this is going to move deeper into a recession that's undeniable and potentially a depression. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that to prepare you because you can make money no matter what is going on. Then I said the markets will crash. We'll go into a full-blown recession such depression. Gold, silver, and Bitcoin will do well. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin will decouple from the stock markets. I believe that this is happening now, and then I believe after that, the next leg down that we are about to see, meme stocks will potentially see a squeeze/rally to the upside that will be unlike anything we've even seen, even possibly the moves in 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking about this for quite some time, and I believe this is happening. And I'm going to give you guys some technicals, fundamentals to show you guys in this video to break that down. Now, we have some news from GameStop stock. Even the smart money, the people that put out the FUD articles, the people that are paying for the FUD articles are now starting to admit that GameStop could potentially be a hedge against the market crash. We have this recent Yahoo article acknowledging that. We have fundamentals showing that GameStop could potentially decouple from the market, because if GameStop buys Bitcoin, which I believe they already have, and we'll talk about that as well, but if GameStop buys Bitcoin, and when they announce it and they officially have it, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is starting to decouple from the market. You can see Bitcoin right now, as of right now, is having a green month, 2.25% up, while the stock market is having a red month, down almost 6%. Bitcoin is also having this falling wedge structure here, which you guys can see. I believe that Bitcoin is going to break out of this falling wedge and push up, decoupling from the stock market, and the stock market is about to have another leg down. GameStop also on its own is starting to decouple from the stock market. As you can see, GameStop is up almost 20% for the month, as the stock market is down 6% for the month. What do you think will happen when GameStop announces that they have Bitcoin on their balance sheet as a reserve asset, and Bitcoin is decoupling from the stock market, as well as GameStop itself is decoupling from the stock market? It will become the ultimate hedge. Also, apes will refuse to sell as the market comes down. And of course, the third and most devastating effect to short sellers, because that's why they're getting more desperate. That's why short interest is increasing, 11.65% here for GME and 11.28% for AMC. Shorts are trying to push us down. Why? Because if margin calls come during the liquidity being drained out of the market because of this AI bubble that they created, liquidity being drained out of the market, you will see the meme stocks do something possibly even bigger than the move in 2021. This was just a simple taste of what you could see if shorts do start to get squeezed and do start to cover. We could see these massive movements to the upside. Right here, GameStop moved over 600% from high to low, and that happened in a very, very short period of time. And of course, you all remember the 2021 move where we moved from these astonishing lows to these crazy highs. We could see another move similar to these moves or bigger, ladies and gentlemen, if we get the combination of GameStop getting the Bitcoin us holding and margin calls coming into play, Bitcoin is decoupling from the stock market, like I said, on the macro. So ladies and gentlemen, things are looking very, very good as Bitcoin is primed, smart money is buying, and a ton of people are looking to get into GameStop. As you guys can see, smart money is buying GameStop as well. You can see right here, more people are buying GameStop. And then of course I broke it all down on a short video, and then here on Twitter/X, make sure you guys follow me there. But there's been a ton of smart monies and whales buying GameStop. Also, you can see that insiders have been acquiring GameStop as well. So this is very, 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 very bullish. Now, that's what we have looking at GameStop. The fundamentals and technicals are looking like we're going to break out. We also have this falling wedge as well. The falling wedge says we're probably going to return to $30 to $35. And if GameStop breaks and holds $30 to $35, you're going to see a nice move up. I believe that AMC will follow this. I believe that AMC is actually starting to bottom as well. I believe AMC bottomed at that $2.45 levels. We're breaking out of the falling wedge. Right now, we want to see if AMC has some buy orders, and we do have some liquidity here and some buy orders all the way down to 275. I expected us to come down to this range for AMC to retest this, but AMC is breaking out of a falling wedge the same way as GameStop. So I'm thinking AMC is going to see a move to the upside, especially once GameStop start to move to the upside as well. I believe that hedge funds are desperate to keep both of the stocks down. That's why you're seeing short interest increase on AMC and GameStop, and higher short interest means a potential higher short squeeze. We want to see short interest at least 8 to 10%, and right now we have 11% plus on both of the meme stocks. You guys can see at time of recording right now, they have 4 million short shares for AMC, and liquidity is definitely starting to dry up in the background for AMC. Expect a potential move for AMC as well. Do not sleep on AMC, especially once GameStop starts to move. Do not sleep on AMC. We have seen these stocks randomly pop off. Expect the unexpected for the meme stocks. Cost to borrow right now for AMC sitting at 1.37%, ladies and gentlemen. 1.37%. We love to see that cost to borrow over 1%. We want to see it go higher. This is a bullish sign for AMC. As you can see, cost to borrow right now for GameStop sitting at 0.38%. We can also see the options chain as of right now. The people are buying deep out of the money calls for GameStop. Let's go ahead and just take a peek at AMC's options chain and see what we see here for AMC. But as of right now, everything that I'm seeing here leaves me with confidence to say that most likely AMC and GameStop will be having a green week for this week. So I think that both AMC and GME are going to be having a green week. Fundamentals and technicals are improving. AMC has a great 2025 and 2026 box office coming up. AMC has also put itself in position to take advantage of that because they've upgraded with premium seating and premium projectors, making the best picture possible, giving you guys the best experience possible, putting themselves in a position where more people would like to go see AMC theaters and support AMC theaters over other theaters, especially when these bigger box office hits come out in 2025 and 2026. So fundamentals are improving, technicals are improving. Technicals are showing that we are going to decouple from the market, and I believe that my macro predictions are coming to fruition. Now, what we could expect to see for AMC and GME as far as tomorrow is concerned, I'm going to break that down, and also I want to give you guys this AMC news. AMC earnings set for May 7th, guys, after hours, so be ready for that. Now, what we could see here as far as Monday and as far as trading, I'm thinking AMC could come up to about 280, 282. We have this gap fill to the upside here at 283 to 286. This gap fill is going to get filled, ladies and gentlemen. We also have gap fills on the daily time frame for AMC as well. Multiple gap fills to the upside. These gaps are going to get filled. There's a gap fill at $3 on the daily time frame. These gaps are going to get filled. AMC's bottoming. I think AMC is going to come down to like maybe 275. Use that as support. Continue this overall uptrend, breaking out of the falling wedge. And I believe that AMC has bottomed and is going to continue up. And right now it's in an accumulation, and that's why we're seeing people buy these lows. Now, what you can see for tomorrow is I think we'll probably retest the 280. Maybe as low as 278. We'll probably get a bounce and continue up, but I'm expecting bullishness this week, and I'm expecting a green week for AMC, in my personal opinion, probably heading back towards $3. And once we break over and hold $3 this time, we'll probably continue to hold it. And then once we get to like 315, 325, AMC will start to move a lot faster. And if you see volume come in, that means something could be popping off, because remember, this cost of borrow is starting to pop off. And I told you guys, when you see cost of borrow spike like that, every time we've seen this, we've seen things happen. So if that cost of borrow starts to go higher, watch out. Something's definitely coming for the meme stocks. Now, GameStop also looking primed, as well as institutions were buying into the close of after hours. GameStop's probably going to see some excitement here pre-market from some of the early investors that are probably going to be retail, getting exciting off of this move in after hours from last trading session. We'll probably get some sell-off in the morning because of that, people taking profits, weak hands getting shaken out, possibly have a little bit of a gap to fill as well, coming back down to 27.18 to 27.04 before getting a bounce to the upside. But if GameStop is able to hold 27.32 or 27.50, expect a decent move to the upside here for GME. We want to make sure that we're not just retesting this rising wedge as resistance and then we're going to get another move down. That is the one thing I am worried about here for GME, if just retesting that as resistance. But we may have found a bottom on the rising wedge and be able to push up. Again, we have this rising wedge break down. We want to make sure that we're not just retesting that. That way we don't have to move down. But if we're able to break above like $30 to $35, GameStop's going to see a significant move to the upside. And that's why we're seeing whales by leaps around that price. So this is what I'm looking at for GME, AMC. I'm looking at a green week for both of the meme stocks, in my personal opinion. And that is the news you need to know as of right now. Let's go ahead and move into SPY in the overall stock market. And then we'll go ahead and move into cryptocurrency in the crypto market. Now, if you guys don't know what's going on, we're still having a ton of uncertainty with the Trump tariffs. The dollar is getting weakened, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be very, very bearish with all of this uncertainty. As far as data drops for this week, we don't really have nothing going on. We have durable goods month over month and exiting home sales. That's not going to be until Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't really have much going on as far as that is concerned. As far as major news, we don't have anything really crazy going on with the Trump tariffs, but futures are down, and I'm expecting SPY to probably open up and gap down lower. If SPY does gap down lower, it's probably going to come down to like 524, 522, or 526. Those are the three price targets that it's probably going to gap down to in the morning. I'm thinking closer to about 522 or 524 is probably where it will open up. When we do gap down, what you're going to see is a little bit of dump in the morning, then a bounce, okay, exactly like this. I don't know what levels we're going to open up exactly, but you'll see a dump down, a bounce, and then that bounce will lead to further downside. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have more downside for SPY. SQQQ is looking extremely bullish. Multiple gap fills to the upside on the daily time frame. We do have some gap fills to the downside here, but there's multiple gap fills to the upside on the daily time frame. I will be selling. I do hold SQQQ. I will be selling when we reach those price targets to the upside, and those price targets are available to you here if you go ahead and hit pause and go ahead and check on the side of your screen. But again, we have targets here at 60, 70, and it's almost as high as $90 for daily gap fills here on SQQQ. SQQQ looking bullish. This moves inverse of NASDAQ. So when NASDAQ moves down, that moves up with 3x leverage. I believe we're getting ready to see another leg down, in my personal opinion, as we just recently got a death cross, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a big deal on the market. When the 50 moving average crosses underneath the 200 moving average, that is a death cross, and we recently just got that, and they are telling you not to freak out. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a sign to traders everywhere. On the daily time frame, a death cross is a sign to traders everywhere that the indexes are bearish. Whatever asset has a death cross, that is a sign of bearishness, and that is a sign to traders everywhere on the macro that it is bearish. So yes, it is something to be concerned about, but whales are trying to exit their position. I believe the only reason Trump paused the tariffs is because the market was literally imploding, and even he is beholden to the rich mob. All of the rich people together control everything, okay? So I don't know what you guys believe about your worldviews and stuff like that, but that's literally how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. So they needed to exit their position. They needed a little bit more time. This is literally engineered. The dollar is being devalued on purpose. That's why the USA is moving into Bitcoin, having a Bitcoin reserve. That's why all these companies are getting Bitcoin reserves. These things are happening. Stocks and crypto, it's all coordinated. It's all tied together. And that's why I put out these videos. This is what I'm looking at for SPY. I think we're going to see a red week for SPY and NASDAQ, in my personal opinion, based off of these technicals. Again, what you could see in the morning for Monday is a drop down pre-market, opening up lower with a gap down, then a recovery, which will lead to further downside. I will be live, so hit that like button and subscribe to get the technicals as they do become available. Now let's go ahead and move into Bitcoin and crypto and wrap up this video. So Bitcoin and crypto. Bitcoin potentially decoupling, okay? Bitcoin potentially decoupling slowly but surely. We need to see Bitcoin hold 85,000. If Bitcoin can break and hold 85,000, this is a very bullish sign that we could potentially go to 91.6K. If we can hold 91.6K, then we could potentially go to 100K. And if we hold 100K, that means the price targets for the falling wedge potentially are going to play out, where this falling wedge has a price target of about 115 to 120, giving us a new all-time high. Ladies and gentlemen, crypto mass adoption is happening right in front of your eyes. The USA is literally making bills to become a crypto superpower. And like I said in the SPY section, the dollar is being devalued by the Trump tariffs. People are fleeing to safety into gold, into Bitcoin, which is finite, only 21 million coins. That's why it's literally like gold, but I believe better, because more gold can be mined, more things can be put in the supply, and the gold supply itself is manipulated. Bitcoin can only be mined one certain way and only has a finite amount of 21 million coins exactly. That's why this is going to be the standard of maintaining wealth. And once you understand that, you can see that's why there's a race to acquire it. Also, once the USA officially becomes a crypto superpower, which it's already signing bills to become, and officially moves more into the crypto space, the rest of the world is going to race to catch up, and you're going to see mass adoption happen like this. So not only you can see that the dollar is going lower and lower, and I told you guys that if the dollar stays under 99, it's going to be very, very bullish for crypto. Look what the dollar's doing right now. If the dollar keeps going down, crypto is going to keep going up, ladies and gentlemen. This is signs that is going to decouple, like I said it will. We also have technicals saying that it's going to decouple as well, because we have the falling wedge. And if you go ahead and look at the monthly time frame here, you can see that Bitcoin is up about 2.5% and counting for the month with this bullish hammer candle, while SPY and NASDAQ are down 5 to almost 6% on the month, ladies and gentlemen. This is decoupling. I believe that this week and the weeks coming up into the future are where we're going to really start to see this happening, and it's going to be defined that Bitcoin is indeed decoupling from the crash, and is not going to crash with the stock market. It is going to maintain its standard of being the standard of wealth, and you're going to see it start to decouple in a way that very few people will not expect, but the DZ fam will be on top of it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is happening. Once Bitcoin does decouple, your favorite altcoins will start to moon as well, because Bitcoin dominance is so high that it's really controlling the market. So once Bitcoin moves up, your favorite altcoins will move up as well. Ethereum holding 1.5K. This is an absolute steal of a price for Ethereum right now. Extremely undervalued in my personal opinion. If we can remain above that 1.5K, then we could head back towards 2K potentially. But again, it's still going to really depend on if Bitcoin makes a move up. If Bitcoin heads back towards 91.6K, expect altcoins to really start to pick up some steam. XRP at an absolute steal of a price right now. This is an accumulation for all of the crypto coins. I recently bought some more Bitcoin and XRP. I'm up on both of those positions. So again, in my personal opinion, this is the time to accumulate, and this is where smart money is accumulating well as well. Anything under $2.50 is an absolute steal for XRP, as it will be over $5, $3 to $5 here very, very soon, especially once Bitcoin makes its move. If you go ahead and look at crypto fear and greed, just showing you guys right now what's going on and some more evidence that this is time to buy on the macro. You can see that we are in a fear. You want to be buying the fear and selling the greed right now, showing more signs of accumulation. And if you go ahead and look at the BTC rainbow chart, it's literally in the buy zones, ladies and gentlemen. And this is showing you on the macro time frame. And if you would have bought Bitcoin anytime it was in these blue, light blue, purple areas, you can see that you would have made a ton of money after Bitcoin made that move up after the halving. You can see we have a halving, we have this accumulation range, then we make a move up. You have a halving, then you accumulate, then you move up. We've just had a halving, we've been accumulating, we're about to make a nasty move up on BTC and crypto as we move into the recession / depression that I called. Bitcoin decouples from the stock market like I called, and all of the macro plays out. And I know it doesn't make sense to some people, but ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following my channel, it probably makes sense to you, but I give little tidbits of everything here and there on why the fundamentals, on why Bitcoin would decouple, on why GameStop and AMC would do what they would do during a market crash, and why the market is indeed going to crash because we had this AI bubble. The Fed creates boom and bust cycles. So hopefully you guys lock in, like and subscribe so you can get that story and move like smart money, because what we're going to be doing is making money on the way down, buying the bottom, and then building generational wealth as the bull run comes, moving like smart money. This was your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks in crypto. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. If you guys want to support the channel in a different way, you guys could check out the merch store. This also helps as well because it reps DZ fam and DZ brand in real life. So truly appreciate to anybody buying t-shirts and merch. We recently sold a couple of t-shirts. We haven't sold any in a while, but recently we've been selling a lot, so I really appreciate that. You guys have also been going crazy on the super chat, so thank you so much. But if you want to support for absolutely free, all you have to do is hit that like button, subscribe, and fam, as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
Alright, y'all, that's the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. I appreciate you if you watch the end of the video, because so people watch the end and that helps me out immensely. If you guys want to get into the Discord, it's $100 for a lifetime invite, exclusive buy and sell signals, and I really appreciate you guys want to check that out as well. You can also check out the merch store, support the channel in a different way, or send a super chat during the live stream. But if you want to support for absolutely free, just hit that like button and subscribe, as it helps out immensely. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.